On the eve of a new year, I wanted to give a brief what the world is coming to, but only looking at the absence of Satan's influence upon society. Now, the following week, we'll look at what the millennial reign will look like. So much of the news today is so bad, and everybody's wondering, what's going to happen in the new year? So I want to jump ahead a little bit anyway, and tell you what we're looking forward to as Christians. The Apostle John records the end of Satan's influences upon the earth. And in Revelation chapter 21 through 3, John describes 4 ways Satan will be bound during a 1,000-year reign of Christ upon the earth. This is what we're looking forward to. There are 4 symbols John uses and sees to describe Satan's imprisonment, each of which gives us a vivid picture of how his influence will no longer be available for those inhabiting in the millennial reign of Christ. First, in verses 1 through 2, he says that a great chain is in his hand, and it bound him for 1,000 years. This is a picture of a complete restraint that during the 1,000-year reign of Christ upon the earth, Satan will have no ability, nor power or function as he once did upon the earth. Think about that, Christian. Satan will have no effect upon the earth. Secondly, in verse 3, it says that he casts him into the bottomless pit. Not only is this bound clearly, John sees him removed from the earth altogether. Man, not even on the earth. Then, verse 3, it says he shut him up, where John describes the angel shutting the door of the abyss and locking it, in which suggests it will be impossible for Satan to get out. He's not on the earth, and he's not able to get out of the abyss, even if he was on the earth. Finally, in verse 3, it says that he set his seal on him. John finally says that the abyss that's not on the earth, that has a seal on it, has something sealed upon it which makes it impossible from anybody to release it from the outside or the inside. To further understand what impact Satan's imprisonment will have upon those who live in the millennial reign of Christ, which is us. Got a lot to look forward to here. The second verse describes 4 names to describe Satan's influence upon the earth. First, he uses the word dragon. This is a word used to describe Satan 12 times in Revelation alone, and it speaks of his fearfulness and his powerful insight in the ways of fallen man. And here we're told that he'll be bound with a great chain. Just imagine for a moment all of Satan's powers and persuasions and influences upon this earth no longer being around. Then we have the word, that serpent of old. This is a phrase that is used to describe his cunning, evil, and crafty ways, which is always the case as he's the author of evil and the father of lies. No more evil on earth. Then we have the word, the devil. This word means a false accuser or slanderer. Satan continually gives forth false ideas about God and to God about us. All one on earth will know the truth about Jesus. And finally, the word Satan. John calls him by the name which means adversary. Saints, we only have 2 enemies. The one we see in the mirror and Satan. And think about this. This is what we got to look forward to in the future. The greatest enemy, Satan, will have a seal placed over his abyss, which means he's no longer able to get out or experience it, and will no longer have an enemy that's not the one in the mirror, and will be in glorified bodies. That means no enemies at all. So for 1,000 years, mankind will live in total freedom from any outside influence towards evil. That ought to give every one of us a reason to rejoice this new year. So, Happy New Year! This is Pastor Dale. God bless you.